Here's to the glory still to...
Well, today is a day to toast the winners, and we're really proud to have with us a man who certainly had a tough-fought campaign against a very intelligent, well-turned-out, and impressive opponent, Bob Wagner Jr. The polls said it was going to be neck and neck. I bought an early copy of the Daily News last night. It said photo finish. It didn't turn out to be a photo finish. Andrew Stein won with a 2-to-1 majority. Let's have a nice welcome for, as of January 1st, our new Manhattan Borough President, Andrew Stein. Here is a man who can really define a job for Manhattan and can end up being a hero for the city. You're going to do some big new things, aren't you?
Well, I have to, Bill. I think that if I don't, you know, I can't be considered a success because the problems are just too bad now. What I found going around Manhattan is that people, and I think it's one of the reasons I won so strongly, is that people really don't want any more talk. They don't want the traditional liberal talk of what is going to be promised and then not anything delivered. I feel they elected me because they felt that I could really get some action and some results, and I better do it.
What are your priorities? Now, obviously, you got to do it. As I said, if you work as hard in office, as I said to you once before, if you work as hard once you're in office as you did to get elected, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're going to be a phenomenal success.
Well, I will.
What are your priorities going to be? Do you have any sense? I mean, I heard your acceptance speech last night. You said you attack the problems. I know you're going to keep in touch with the minorities. I know that you're aware of the fact that we have no blacks now represented. What are your priorities?
Well, I think there's some specific and some general. First of all, jobs, Bill, for everybody. Jobs are a tremendous priority in Manhattan. We have tremendous unemployment throughout Manhattan, particularly in Harlem, and we need to revitalize our central business district. We need to build a convention center. That doesn't sound very exciting, but that's going to bring thousands and thousands of jobs for people who desperately need it.
So that would be your top thing.
Well, yeah, and we need to do something about our garment center because that's our #1 employer, and we're really losing the garment industry, and we have to do something to keep it. But you know what we have to do, which is something that's psychological but so important. We have so much talent in Manhattan. We have so many people who could contribute so much, and the feeling is though that what can you really do against this sort of terrible bureaucracy that the city government has? And I feel that what I have to do is really work with every block associations to make all these tremendous amount of talent, the architects, lawyers, professionals, union people really get a sense they can go out on their block and they can really change things, from little things like planting trees to cleanup campaigns. Right. You know, everybody, I think when people have a sense of pride in their neighborhood, that's what made New York City great, and it's missing today, but people want it, and I got to really stimulate that.
Okay, I want to find out. Let's see. When did you start your campaign? When did you hit the street the first day? When was it?
March 2nd.
Okay, so you have literally been running almost every day since March. You had a long...
Not almost every.
Every day. You had a long, tough summer. You were up against a tough opponent from a big family and a smart guy, Bob Wagner Jr. How do you feel? Are you still as euphoric as you must have felt last night when you got the initial news?
Well, I feel very, yeah. Well,
I know you feel good.
I feel very good, Bill, but I feel euphoric, but I also feel... that a sense of pressure, a sense of urgency, a sense that I must deliver. You know, that I'm 32 years old, that I have a tremendous opportunity here, and that I must take advantage of it, and that I must really produce. You know, I feel that people, as I said before, are not going to accept just words from me. That within 4 years, as my first term as borough president, that I must get results. You know, I must produce jobs. I must show where the waste is in the Board of Estimate. I must cut out a lot of corruption. I must get those neighborhoods revitalized. So I feel a sense of urgency, of pressure. Percy Sutton has told me tomorrow that I'm going to start to work, that I'm going to chair a meeting with all the new, appoint all the new community boards. So he's got me working all day tomorrow already.
Well, do it. You don't have to campaign tomorrow now. No. See, give yourself a day off tomorrow. Hit the streets, or hit the meetings. Have you heard from Bob Wagner Jr.?
No, I haven't. It's a strange thing. When I beat Bobby in the narrow victory in the primary, I didn't hear from him except his announcement that he's running as a Republican, and I haven't heard from him now. I'm surprised. I certainly, if I would have lost, I would have called him and congratulated him and wished him the best. I think it's hard, Bill. It's hard to
Listen,
lose,
it
and
must have
it's
been,
very tough.
in your camp last night, euphoria. In the Wagner family last night, it must have been very depressing.
It was. I'm sure it was hard. It was hard for them, and I think Bob's a very bright guy, and whatever he does, I'm sure he'll do it well in the future.
Do you have any sense of wanting to? I mean, obviously, when you have an opponent whom you fought as closely as you did for so many days, you come to respect certain things about them. Do you have any sense of trying to utilize Bob Wagner Jr.'s talent?
Well, I think Bobby has a lot of talent in the area of really knowing the government in a very academic way, which is so important. He really knows the budget backward and forwards. He really has a very good grasp of the problems, the structural problems of the city, and I certainly would like to call on him for his advice, because I think he's a wealth of knowledge.
Here's something I wonder about. You know, you stop and think about this. Here we are in 1977. This man, for 4 years now, is going to be the Manhattan Borough President. He's going to be you're going to be waging battles with people. You're going to be solving problems almost every day. You're going to be up against a bureaucracy. You're going to be fighting. You're going to have some victories that'll be sweet. You're going to have some defeats, bitter pills, and mellow moments, right? How do you figure 4 years from now, Andrew Stein is going to be changed? Because you are, Andy. You're going to be changed a lot in these 4 years. What do you think you project for yourself?
Well, I think I've changed a lot over the last couple of years. The nursing home investigation really changed me a lot, because it was a very, well, I think it made me first of all, a lot tougher, because I had 8 months there of intense scrutiny, and I had to stand up to an awful lot of power, and I had pressure destroys you or builds you, and I think that it has been good for me. I think I work well under pressure. I think that I'm going to change, Bill, because I'm going to feel a tremendous amount of emotion, because the problems in Harlem, in our ghetto areas, where I feel a special responsibility, as replacing Percy Sutton, drug problems, the education problems, the housing, I think it's going to take a lot of emotional energy out of me, because I really care about these things, and I'm going to have to get a lot of results. I think it's going to mature me, and I think it's going to toughen me.
Well, I would agree with you. I think you'll emerge as not that you're not now, but I mean, 4 years, you'll really be a very seasoned, not just a politician. In order for you to succeed, you have to be a social visionary. You have to be looking to the future with some sense of what Manhattan is going to be, and using all this energy, right? It's no longer a case of pure politics, as it was, you know, essentially maybe to get elected. One other thing, is there any truth to the rumor that you're going to give up your Manhattan Borough Presidency seat next year to run for the Senate?
No, Governor. No, I'm just. I have pledged that I'm going to spend the next 4 years, at least 4 years.
I am just kidding you. You know that. Well, it was a great moment. Can you take 10 seconds to describe the highest of the high last night? Did you at any point lose control of yourself? Did you cry? Did you break down when you knew you had won?
I think my family did more than I did. I felt some tears coming on, but I'm a professional about it, Bill, and I knew inside that I had done the work and that I was going to win, but I felt a very strong surge of emotion about all the people that put so much trust in me, you know, particularly the old people, the senior citizens. You know, when they see me on the street, they come up to me and they say, "Mr. Stein, if you let us down, we'll never believe in anyone again." And that makes me really feel emotional, and I
guess you must have been a little scared yesterday during the rain, picturing your large constituency of senior citizens wanting to get out, but you know, they don't swim that well.
The rain stopped at 3:34, and I was glad
know
that
the
it did.
exact moment, huh?
But you know, they come out more than the young people do, because they have a real tradition of voting, and you know, most of them are immigrants and descendants of immigrants where they had their rights to vote denied, and they'll come out in the bad weather and the adverse conditions much more than the young people who take things more for granted, Bill.
Well, Andrew Stein, the new Manhattan Borough President, I'm sure that we'll be seeing you on this show, and I
hope so.
If you can work with us and with other people in the media in New York to help make Manhattan and New York City a better place, you know where we are.
Thank you, Bill.
Congratulations. Andrew Stein.
Thank you.
We're going to be back with this very special gentleman, Mr. Lawrence Welk.